Second time filming. It's money week. The first thing up is the penny, which has these maple leaves on them, and on the back it has the queen. It's worth 1 cent, and the cool thing about all of our coins is that they have the queen on the back, but not only do they have the queen on the back, but she gets older as we get farther and further in the years. So originally she kind of just had this little ribbon in her hair, and then she moved on and she got this little tiara, and then she got this crown, and you can see now she's got no crown. It's more commemorative of her wiser years. Nickel is worth 5 cents, and it has this beaver on it. And this is actually the old queen I showed you with the original queen on the back. And it's worth 10 whole cents, and it's got a little sailboat on it. And again, queen on the back. And it has a caribou on it. Woo! This is our loonie. It is worth $1. And right now it has the Canadian Navy on it, a commemorative for our Navy centennial. Canadian Navy, or Marine Canadienne, not to be confused with the Marines in the States. Our toonie has polar bear on it. Sometimes it has 1 or 2 polar bears on it, depending on which commemorative edition you find. And on the back again is your queen. There are 2 layers, because it is a toonie and $2. Edition of bills came out about 2001. They're not the ones that I grew up with, but nevertheless. The $5 bill is blue, and it has Sir Wilfrid Laurier on the front. He was our Prime Minister once, and on the back here it has a bunch of child hockey players, and there's a little excerpt here from one of Canada's greatest children's books called The Hockey Sweater. Now it has this shiny thing, and it's got this, see this ghost image here? It's got coming through. Woo! And everything's raised. $10 bill is purple, and it has Sir John Macdonald, who was our Prime Minister twice or 3 times? Twice. And everything's raised again, and it's purple. And on the blue one, see here, this is the West Block of Parliament, and on the $10 bill, the purple one, this is the Library of Parliament. And on the back, it has a very famous Canadian poem, In Flanders Fields, written by John McCrae. $20 bill is green, and it has the queen on it, and the little ghost image again. On the back, it has some artwork by Gabriel Roy, who is actually passed away in 1983. Very famous First Nations artist. Center block of Parliament. $50 bill has Mackenzie King, W.O. Mackenzie King, who was our Prime Minister twice again. And the Parliament building here is the Peace Tower, which I believe is the tower that the Prime Minister's wife lights up in different colors for different sort of occasions. I believe that's the tower, might be something else. Anyways, so this is here. On the back, it has very famous Canadian women, the famous 5 who fought for women's rights, and we basically pretty much won in 1948. You can go see the statue like I did in Calgary, if you ever so choose. The $100 bill. The $100 bill has Sir Robert L. Borden on the front, who was the Prime Minister once. Everything is again raised, and this one here is the East Block of Parliament. Now you can tell I scrunched this up to see if our bills were like Australia's bills, and apparently they're not. They can crunch very easily, as you will see in a few minutes. On the back is a little bit about Jacques Cartier, one of the first people who found Canada, and it's also got a map and some satellites. And when I was a kid, we had different bills, and that was around 1986 to the year 2000. They were called the Birds of Canada. The $2 bill had the Queen on it, and it also featured some robins. It was a bit terracotta in color. The $5 bill again had Laurier, same color, and had belted kings. $10 bill, same color, same Prime Minister, and it had an osprey on it. The $20 bill, same color, the Queen, and it had the loon on it. $50 had the snowy owl. $100, same thing with the Canada Goose. And then there was a $1,000 bill, which had pine grosbeaks apparently. I've just done this all really quickly because I didn't want to have to refilm it again. There's a spider on the floor. Now there's not a whole lot you can buy with $1 anymore, but you can get a can of pop because nowadays most machines are 75 cents or 50 cents to get a can of pop. If you do buy them in the stores though, they tend to be $1.25. if you're gonna buy a coffee or anything else, you do need one of these. It's a $2 coin. Toonie, even at Tim Hortons, it's $1.75 now. When I was in high school, it was $1.50. Now it's $1.75. So really, Tim Hortons, dollar doesn't get you anything. Maybe a donut. That's it. I've just raced through everything. Keep an eye out on Daily Booth for no. Bye, guys. And I love the idea that you can crunch it up and it never goes. You crunch mine up. Yeah, it stays in a little ball. My poor $100 bill. Here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, $100 bill.